There's no doubt about it that Capcom will eventually remake Resident Evil 4, as it is arguably one of the greatest games of all time, as well as one of the most influential. But with all the recent leaks and rumors floating around for this game, many fans have been arguing the fact that Capcom shouldn't get ahead of themselves when remaking this classic first, and instead revisit Code Veronica. So with that said, in this video I will be talking about some reasons Capcom should revisit Code Veronica first. Now before we start, if you are new here and end up enjoying the video, then make sure to subscribe for more Resident Evil content like this. Also make sure to let me know down in the comment section below what game you would like to see, a Resident Evil 4 remake or a Code Veronica remake. Now with all that out the way, let's get right into the video.
Resident Evil.
So like I stated previously, Resident Evil 4 is a masterpiece. It really doesn't have any issues and it's pretty much a perfect game. Code Veronica on the other hand has room for improvement. Code Veronica mixed up the series in many ways in the same way Resident Evil 4 did. It was one of the last games to truly try and innovate on the fixed camera angles and pre-rendered backgrounds the franchise was known for, slowly bringing the series to a fully 3D experience. Unfortunately, the 3D experience wasn't the large leap forward that Resident Evil 4 would be. This is a reason why Code Veronica should be remade first, as those who might not have originally played it might see it as difficult to jump into for the first time. Resident Evil 4 marked the beginning of Resident Evil's action era, but still offered survival horror elements like inventory management and puzzles. The new style proved to be so popular that Capcom stuck with it all the way up until the first-person Resident Evil 7, and then reverted to it for the recent Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remakes. In other words, Resident Evil 4 is essentially the first of the modern Resident Evil games, so it stands to reason that it doesn't need to be adapted for the modern audience. Code Veronica on the other hand feels dated and less available to modern gamers. Sure, it has an HD port that's accessible through Xbox One backwards compatibility, but it's clunky and awkward compared to the smoother, more modern Resident Evil games. Also, if Capcom were to remake Code Veronica first, it would allow fans that started with the Resident Evil 2 remake a great opportunity to see Claire and Leon's time outside of Raccoon City unfold in a natural way. Instead, if they were to skip Code Veronica, newcomers who played through Claire's campaign in the Resident Evil 2 remake would completely miss her presence if they were just to play through Resident Evil 4. So yeah guys, overall I think it is necessary to keep the remakes in order to keep newcomers from being confused. So the recent remake of Resident Evil 2 delivers a near perfect example of survival horror. The Resident Evil 3 remake is more about action and it's very enjoyable for it, but it isn't as scary as a result. Reactions from fans and critics alike have made it clear that when it comes to Resident Evil games, more action means less scares. And since the beginning, the Resident Evil series was meant for survival horror, so obviously that is what the fans are gonna want. Code Veronica embodies survival horror, and thanks to its larger, more ambitious environments, the horror hits harder. Each location feels huge yet claustrophobic, and it truly comes at you from every angle, just what you would want in a good Resident Evil game. A remake in a similar manner to 2019's Resident Evil 2 would rightly be less about action, instead focusing on an even more nightmarish scenario than before, with more space to explore and survive in. The main concern for a Resident Evil 4 remake is that it will focus more on action and won't blend survival horror and action together. So with a remake of Code Veronica, we could see the series go back to its roots, bringing the survival horror experience we all know and love. Resident Evil Code Veronica is crucial to the lore's canon. Firstly, it is the reunion of the Redfield siblings, and as we know, Claire's motive in Resident Evil 2 was to find her brother Chris. Second, it relaunches Albert Wesker as the most iconic villain in the franchise. Third, this game is the setup for Umbrella's End. Umbrella's End is an important chapter in the Resident Evil lore, sadly not adapted into a full game. Once again, this is another thing that will make newcomers confused if Capcom doesn't go in order with the remakes. Now guys, aside from all this, rumors and leaks for the Resident Evil 4 remake suggest that Claire will make an appearance in the game, which is leading many fans to think that Capcom will combine Resident Evil 4 and Code Veronica into one remake. Now sure, this could help newcomers adapt into the series, but the idea seems really risky and it seems like it could go south really quick. The bar is set high for Resident Evil 4 remake, so at this point in time, all we can do is hope that whatever game Capcom is developing, that it will fit the fans' needs. And there you have it. These are some arguments on why Resident Evil Code Veronica should be remade before Resident Evil 4. But now I would like to hear your thoughts. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section below which game you would like to see first. Thanks for watching everyone. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.